This is the fastest way to grow,
Yeah.
but it's also the most expensive. You need to hit them with something that is going to stop them in their tracks and make them want to keep watching.
Can you help me just with, let's call it reach? Hey, Evan. So nice to meet you. This is so cool. How's it going?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm good. You know what? I almost didn't know what to expect. So
Okay.
this is like entering a tunnel. So I don't know what to expect. So, anyways, thanks very much for having me here.
Cool, man. Where's home for you?
I'm not far from you. I'm in Toronto as well. So
what do you got? How can I help, man?
Yeah, I think so. I'm building my movement slowly but surely. It's on the move. I'm actually launching or relaunching a program that I created next Tuesday. So in a way, you're already helping me. So it's really a program about confidence, but also about awakening of consciousness. This is my purpose.
Okay.
And you know what? I've been thinking about your hashtag for quite some time. About what could it be? What should it be? You know what I think it is? I think it's awakening or awaken.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of, it's almost like I'm just trying it out. I'm trying it on just to see.
Yeah.
So I also do coaching with people, and so I'm just really excited about getting this launched. So I think, how can you help me? I think you can help me by helping me just kind of get the word out. So I have been focusing on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Facebook page, Gavin Conway Coaching, and it's good. I bought some ads, I ran some ads, I got lots of likes, but I think my actual kind of engaged audience is pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any guidance on that, and also Instagram, I'm not on Instagram at all. I created this profile. I put up one post.
There you go. Well, you're on now.
And I'm here now. So I put up that one post too. So I don't know. I think. Can you help me just with, let's call it reach?
Yeah. So
kind of
there's
getting
two
out
things. There's launch, right? Like there's how do we get more eyes and exposure on this thing that's coming out on Tuesday, and then there's the ongoing reach to how do people engage with you, get to know you, you build your brand so that all your future launches go better as well, because you've got a lot more launches in you than just what's happening on
Yes, for
Tuesday,
sure.
Right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
The short term is one, whoever's already on your email list, whoever's already on your Facebook page. If you get a couple more followers from this on Instagram, it's like everybody who you're sending messages to. It could even be so far as a direct, like, how much is your course? This thing on Tuesday?
It's $9.97.
Yeah, so
for 8 weeks.
Like DM people with a video.
To make a video
for each person. They say, "Hey, it takes 15 seconds."
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Hey, Evan, thanks so much for following me. I've got a new course coming out on confidence because I want you to open your awakening, or whatever the value prop is.
Yeah.
It starts next Tuesday. If you want in, let me know.
I just keep it short and sweet.
15 seconds, like next, move on to the next, and they get to see your face. If they're following you already for a reason, then it makes it a lot easier.
And that's on Instagram.
Instagram for sure.
I can't believe I can do that on Facebook, can I?
Facebook. I'm trying to think if you can do that on Facebook. You could do. Are they inside a page or a group on Facebook?
It's a page.
Okay, so you can make a video for everybody on the page, right? To say, hey guys, thank you so much for joining my page. I'm super excited. Like it just like this, like in your office. In your home, nothing fancy, lights or anything. It's personal. It's a meaningful connection that I'm going to get. It's not super produced. That's what people will connect a lot more with.
Okay.
Next, you're looking at affiliates. So you're looking at people who might be in your community already, who might want to help promote it for you, or anybody who you're connected to who might want to promote it for you and take a cut. Some people, that's their entire business, is doing affiliate offers. You're usually in the 30 to 50% range for giving up commission to motivate
Yes.
people to want to do it.
Yeah.
But then you get new customers who then you can sell a bunch of other stuff to over, the rest of your time together.
So they will send me a lead, right? And then I'll probably set up a call, I imagine, and then I close the deal. They don't close the deal, I guess, is my actual question.
Yeah, I mean, at $9.97, it might be hard to sell right from an email.
Yeah.
If it was a $47 product or something, then that could just be right to a sale, and you could track commissions. This would be to a custom lead tracking for them to say, hey, anybody who you refer me to, I will hop on a call with them, and if I close them, I'll give you X percent, right? You're in the 30 to 50%. Yeah, and it could be existing customers, right? Like existing customers, people you've already coached before, people who do follow you. You could say, hey, I'm launching this thing on Tuesday, and it'd be great for you to participate. And anybody you refer me to, I'll give you a cut, and I'll do the call with them. You just have to send me the name. And they might have a big list, they might have a small list. And for $1,000, it's hard for people to do without a call.
Yeah, for sure.
So they want to talk to you, and I'm sure you'll be able to, not just close them, but to give them value and build a relationship and get them interested to awaken their life, right? That's the whole point. So that's like short term plus ads, right? Ads targeting your community, ads targeting keywords. Anybody who's talking about awakening, I don't know what the interest would be. Like awakening might not have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, maybe it's too what's the word? Kind of abstract.
It's fine.
Know.
But so is believe, right? Believe is super abstract. It gets confused with our religious stuff too. That's fine. But you got to think when you're doing targeted ads, who are the kind of people who would be interested in this? It could be audiences. So are you going after Tony Robbins people?
Yeah.
Right? Like people who love Tony will already speak that language of awakening and personal development and growth. And might be already adapt to coaching. So you could run targeted ads against people who follow him or are fans of him versus general population, Canada or United States. It's like, what is this guy talking about?
Yeah. So I am running I wrote like a long form post, my first ever one actually, and I put it on Facebook, and I was offering just like a free get unstuck from your perspective call. And I boosted that post. So when you say ads, though, that's not boosting a post, right? That's more just like running a
targeted. Do you know how to do targeted ad campaigns?
I can. Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's. I think it's pretty straightforward.
I would do it as a video.
Do it as a video.
Yeah,
do a video.
Sure, video. And know who the audience is before you record the video. So if you're going to talk to Tony Robbins fans, the mindset's a little bit different than if you're going to talk to another group of people.
Okay.
Right. So boosting a post can get you a whole bunch of engagement, but it's often the wrong kinds of people who don't actually care about you, and they typically don't convert super well to future engagement on other content. But targeted ads, not even towards your page, not to go like Gavin, but to book a call.
Yeah, so link it through to my calendar, essentially. The booking calendar?
Yeah, whatever the next step is that you want people to take, if it's book a call with me and let's talk about it. So I would look at doing, so you have your target person. This is the fastest way to grow, but it's also the most expensive because it's you're spending ad dollars to do it, right?
Yeah.
But if you have a model that works, it's the fastest way instead of worrying about affiliates and all the other stuff. So you do a video.
How long should the video be? Any guidance? Does it matter?
So when I'm looking at the ones that we've done, we've had the best success with YouTube videos. And in there, you're looking at a 3 to 12 minute video. And, you could do like, there's so many ad formats, and I don't want to kind of overwhelm you and complicate things, but you have a 15-second IG swipe up to say, hey, swipe up, I'm doing my training, you want to book a call with me? And there you only have 15 seconds to do it. If you go to a YouTube video, you have a lot more leeway to play with, and the cost to get a view is a lot lower compared to Facebook or Instagram. What I would do is, so then you're taking your phone, you're going horizontal, you're going to target Tony Robbins fans as one audience, and I would hit them with something hard. Like what's something that you believe that other people don't believe? Like when you talk to people, what's the thing that feels weird or stands out?
Yeah.
Well, let's workshop it. Let's help.
Oh,
you
let's do
out.
it. Okay, don't just write that question down, Gavin. Let's do it.
Well, let's help you get your first line of your act, so you can start getting some results.
I'm taking notes. Yeah, let's do this now. Okay. Ask me the question again. What do I believe that?
Yeah, what do you believe? I'm sure there's lots of things. So what's one thing that Gavin believes that other people don't believe or find weird or a little off?
I think that we are all pure consciousness, and we have a choice as to whether we listen to that negative voice in our heads. And most people think that voice is their voice.
Okay.
So
this is how you start your ad. You've got a negative voice in your head, right? This is like the first thing out of your mouth. No, like, hey, it's Gavin. No, like, press record. You've got a negative voice in your head that is holding you back, and that is not your voice. Right?
That's true. Right? That's true, and I love it.
So that is a lot more appealing than like, we are all just consciousness.
Yeah.
And that's fine. What? We get to that. And that's okay. Yeah. I mean, it's part of it, and awakening is part of it, but you need to hit them with something that is going to stop them in their tracks and make them want to keep watching. So you've got a negative voice in your head that is keeping you playing small, and that is not your voice. What did he just say? Right? And it's like, now I want to keep watching this ad.
Yeah.
So now what you want to do is teach me a little bit about it. Like, what does that mean? Give me more context. Tell me a little bit more about what that means to me as a viewer who has no idea who you are yet. Okay. So that's a couple minutes. Then you pitch what you've got coming up. And I've got, hey, if you want to squash that negative voice and you want to awaken your real voice inside you, I've got this training coming up where I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process that I use to help people XYZ, right? If you want to book a time with me to see if it's a fit for you, there's a link somewhere here on this video. Click it, and you can book a time in my calendar for free. And I'll give you 15 minutes, and we'll see if it's a fit. Then you keep talking. Like, then what's next, right? So, like you hit me in the face with something powerful. You tell me a quick story about it, and then you give me a call to action, and then you tell me another story, and then call to action, and then another story, and then so you keep talking. So you can make that a 12-minute video, a 20-minute video.
Okay.
And people can either skip it or they can click on it. But ideally, we don't want the video to just end and they haven't taken any kind of action on it. So the negative voice, book a call, here's what's going to happen. And then you can talk about what's in the course. So here's what happens on my course. So it's 8 weeks, and we're going to go over the most common things that hold people back, people like you. I'm going to talk about this and this and this and this and this. And it's all like, by the end of 8 weeks, you're going to be totally transformed as a human and have someone to actually work with to coach you through it, because this is where like thinking Tony Robbins is. Because chances are, you've probably read a book or you've watched videos, or maybe you've even gone to seminars, but you didn't
a lot of work.
But you didn't get the results that you were looking for. What's missing is actually working with a coach to help you figure out your roadblocks and give you the encouragement and tools you need to overcome them, right? So this is where, like, if I know I'm targeting the Tony Robbins audience, most of them haven't worked with Tony Robbins personally, but they've read his books and watched his videos and maybe been to a seminar. So you're using some of that language in the video ad to make them want to click. So once again, if you want to go down that path with me, I'm happy to hop on a free 15-minute call with you. There's a link on this video here. Click it, and you can get a direct access to my calendar. And then another story, right?
So what are the stories?
So the first one is around the negative voice in your head is not yours.
Yeah.
So this, then you elaborate basically on what that means. So if it's not yours, so it was put there by your parents, it's put there by your teachers, it's put there by your friends or family growing up, and you think it's yours, and you've been running by that operating system, but it's actually not your voice, because when you were a baby, you weren't born coming out thinking you suck. You were born with tons of potential. So why do you think you suck now? Like that's been, and I'm just coming up with stuff, right?
For sure. I know, but it's so true what you're saying. But yeah, go on.
Great. Well, like you have your, I'm just trying to pull up words. You have your methodology, and you know your stuff better than I know your stuff.
Yeah.
But that whole first couple minutes is talking about the negative voice in your head. Then it goes to the call to action to get on a call with you. Then the next story becomes about what holds people back. Well, the thing that holds people back is what I'm going to cover in my training, and it's these 8 things. It's 8 weeks, right?
It's 8 weeks, so I should list them all out.
Yeah. So like
I know what I'm doing. Week 1, 2, 3, 4, etc.
Yeah.
I'm just list it all out.
What's week 1? Like, what's the headline of week 1?
The headline of week 1 is the self and the saboteur.
Great. So in week 1, we figure out all the reasons why you're sabotaging yourself.
Yeah.
Why you're holding yourself back. It's not even the people around you. It's not their fault. It's your fault. It's a story that you've told yourself. And we can't actually make progress until you understand what are the things that are holding yourself back from the lies that you've believed over the decades you've been here on this planet, right? Week 2 is, and again, I'm just coming up with stuff, right? I mean, you know your stuff better than me.
You're a great salesman, Evan, by the way.
No, but it's also like trying to help, right? Like inside of this is you're trying to help. Like I can sell it in air quotes in my voice because I believe in the same thing, right? I believe that negative voice isn't your voice. I believe that people sabotage themselves when they shouldn't be, and they have to kick that out. So that's how you can, like, salesmanship or persuasion is just belief in what you're actually selling, that this is
true.
This is a problem, and that I have an answer that can help you.
Yeah.
So you go through. Now, if it's 8 and it's taking you that long to go through each one, at the 4 you can do another break to say, so if any of this is interesting, I'm happy to hop on a call with you to talk about it further and understand how this may apply to you. There's a link somewhere here, and you say somewhere here because mobile versus desktop, the link's in a different spot.
Okay.
So there's a link somewhere here in this video. You click on it. It'll take you right to my personal account. Please don't share it with other people. It'll take you a link right to my calendar, and we could book our time together. Okay, the 5th thing that holds people back is this, right? No. 6, 7, 8. No, right?
Those are the stories?
Yeah, so inside each one, you're basically, you're trying to give value and talk to the point. So,
okay. So they're not going to have to be stories like, hey, this is my story, and this is what happened to somebody, or whatever it is, right? They're just like a little story on the module, even just some words to kind of speak to it in a way.
All of them can work. All of them can work, and like those are all different formats that you can run for ads. And you test a different intro. Like maybe instead of the negative voice in your head is not yours, it was planted there, you lead with something else. You lead with, it could be vulnerability. It's like, I used to be afraid to come in front of the camera. You would never find me in front of the camera because I felt like I wasn't good enough, that I had nothing to share, that nobody wanted to hear what I had to say, and that kept me small, my whole life. That's the lead for an ad as well.
Yeah. So maybe a couple of different intros, and then the rest of it. Can I edit this together then? So I've got like sort of different intros, but the rest of it is the same because I'm trying to. Efficiency is the name of the game here at this point.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be all one take too. Like if you screw up.
Yeah.
Also, though, like I like keeping some screw ups in there because it makes it more real.
Yeah, more real.
So don't worry about it being perfect and polished and complete, because that's also not what you're selling. You're not selling, hey, only show up if you're perfect and polished and complete. So if you make a mistake, just imagine you're on stage doing a speech. If you make a mistake, you just keep going. So try to, unless you totally vomit, unless you're like, oh shoot, model 7. Ah, crap, what's model 7? I forgot week 7. God damn. I would still like keep
Sure.
that, but if it's a big flub, then you can cut that stuff out.
Okay.
So yeah, so immediately it's current audience, it's newsletter list, it's affiliates, and it's advertising to get immediate eyes on what you're doing. The long-term play is creating content. So the ideally, it's if you're a coach, the greatest opportunity for coaches is to show me you coaching. Like this is it. Like what I'm doing to you right now. If I wanted to sell advertising as a service, this is what I would be doing every day. I'd just be having entrepreneurs come on, and I would coach them on how to create their ads, and we'd walk through examples, and they'd be taking notes, and then they'd be like, oh my God, that's so amazing. And then either they would hire me or the people watching would hire me. Now, I don't want to be a ad copy, coach, but I'm sure you've seen it, Gavin, in working with people where they come in, they're blocked. They have no idea why they're blocked, just that they're not where they want to be. They talk with you for 15 minutes, and all of a sudden, their eyes bug out that, oh my gosh, that's the reason. I can't believe it. That you just, how did you know? Right?
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
That's what a good coach does. And so if I can then see that on video, then you'll have two audiences. One, the people who will never pay you, but you can still teach and give value through the content.
Yeah.
And those people you can bring in, coach them for free, but it's public. The caveat of if you want Gavin's time for free, it's going to be public so other people can also learn from it.
I love that. Well, I was going to say rule, but guidance. So
yeah.
Maybe it is a rule.
and other people will watch it and say, oh my gosh, I would never want my story on an Instagram live, but can I hire you? Do you do this as a service? And people who want to keep it private, yeah, of course I do private, but it costs you whatever you charge, for an hour to do coaching with me. So the greatest thing for coaches is to show you coaching. And why that's actually a great way to start is because to do the ads, you have to it's a skill to develop. And just like any other skill, you can do it. But for coaching, you've already developed it, right? I mean, you've already been coaching. You don't have to, all you have to do is show up. Somebody's going to come on, just like how we started this. Is like, okay, how can I help, man? What do you got? and then you just do your thing because you've been doing it for so long and you've been helping people so much that's your only job is to make their eyes bug out and give them value. And then that becomes content to build your brand so that if anybody else is stuck or wants to get rid of that negative voice or wants to, like whatever your big, themes are, that you become the guy for that. And Gavin's going to help me awaken. And you've got your process.
So these lives, they can be, well, they're not necessarily lives, but I can either do it on Zoom and record them and post them, or do it on a live like this or a Facebook Live. It doesn't really matter, but it just needs to be recorded and published.
Yeah, I like Instagram as primary because there's people watching right now. Like, hey, Instagram,
people
right?
there.
Like, people are watching. and what that does is it helps build your brand. Yeah. Where if it's Zoom, then you can have somebody come in, but there's nobody watching. So it's less of an impact in terms of building your brand.
I see. Okay. So the lives are an important aspect of that.
If you're good at what you do, right? Like the
for sure.
Well, and here's the caveat, right? Because it's live, right? Anything can happen. If it's Zoom and you don't get a result, or it's Zoom and right? But if you actually have a deep well of knowledge and you can handle any kind of topic,
question, any problem, any topic, any person,
within reason, right? Like same thing when I don't know what you're going to ask me when we do this, but I assume it's in my wheelhouse. You're not going to ask me how do I braid my hair or something that I don't have a good answer for, right? Like I don't know, Gavin.
Sure.
Wrong guy, right? So if you can handle pretty much any, and I'm sure you can, then live is great because you can hack. You can have a live audience watching. And also, anytime you go live with somebody, it notifies both your audiences that you're live. So
Okay.
if somebody goes live with you, like right now, it's my audience watching.
Mm-hmm.
If you go live with somebody else, it's going to be their audience watching, which is a chance for all these new people to learn about this guy, Gavin.
Okay. I love it. I love it. It's really awesome.
So I would try to do like a week. I would do I do a daily show. I'd love for you to do a daily show, 15 to 25 minutes, live coaching for free on Instagram. But then you could cut the video. Instagram's this way and YouTube is this way. So you just have to cut the video and put us side by side, which is super basic editing.
Okay.
Or like, screw it, don't want to get editing, just release it as a vertical video on YouTube just to get momentum going. But a daily show that you can then also talk about the programs you have and the books you're going to write and speaking gigs and everything else that you're going to be coming up with, giving value to people. And then you book your first couple guests, right? Like book your first 2 weeks of guests, Monday to Friday.
Okay.
Daily show at 10 a.m. Eastern. And you show up, you go live, and then you start coaching.
That's it.
And you say, hey, how can I help? Hey, like you got IG Live with Angela here. And I give her the same advice, and she started doing her regular shows. But if, she comes on with you, you say, hey, Angela, how can I help? And she's going to tell you whatever she's struggling with. Her audience is now going to be watching this as well. And you're going to give her a breakthrough moment, which is of amazing service to her and the world of people who may not be able to, they may never be able to afford to hire you as a coach. But then other people will see it to say, oh my God, this guy is a genius. Does he have a book? Does he have a course? Can I hire him? How do I work with him?
Okay. Awesome. What's my specialty? Well, it's coaching within self-confidence and raising of consciousness is what it is. Cool, Evan. So I'm looking at the time. I'm like very conscious of the time.
Yeah.
So how do I get them into my, just so running ads to say the free coaching is, I think is what you're saying, right? And then use that content to kind of promote, essentially.
So you run ads against a paid course. I wouldn't run ads just to gain following. I'd run ads against an offer that you can track, that you know, hey, for every 10 people that I get on a phone call, I will close 4 of them, and that's worth $4,000 to me. So if I run ads that cost me $2,000 to get those people, it's worth it. Like, make the numbers work as opposed to just growing for the sake of growing. I would use the content as your longer term brand building growth strategy. So the ads would be for your upcoming launch and for any other launch you've got going on. The content helps build your brand. And that's a regular show that you're putting out that then for years to come, people will be interested in your books and courses and whatever new thing that you have coming up, because you're not done just with this one launch on Tuesday.
Okay. So I will, one last question. Do I just go live and just see who shows up? Or do I need to pre-arrange it and then say, let's do it? Okay.
Yes. At the beginning, because you have one post and no followers yet, right?
So got to start somewhere, right?
Well, no, that's it. That's great. So you book your first couple weeks of guests. Like if I went live, every time I go live, there's always people who put their hand up and say, hey, can I come live with you? But I've built the account up to a certain size and point, and also training people, right? Yeah. So you book your first 2 weeks of guests until you get to the point where people are coming back and they say, hey, pick me. Because otherwise you're sitting here talking by yourself in a room of nobody. Yeah. And nothing's happening. It's super hard because it's just a bunch of dead air, right? You can't coach if you're just talking to the plants, right? No. So for sure. And you can get those from your current customers or previous coaching clients or people who have reached out but they can't afford it, or they hand and hot on the budget. Say, hey, you couldn't afford me. I understand. How about we do it for free on an Instagram Live? Until you get momentum where it takes over, we'll just join in. But book your first 2 weeks of guests.
I love it. Cool. So thank you so much, Evan, for all of your support and guidance. I really appreciate it a lot. It's been a lot of fun. You're so easy to talk to, so that's great.
You crushed it, man. First IG Live, you popped your cherry, now you're ready to blow up.
For sure.
Awesome.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Gavin.
All right.
Cheers, man.
If you want to see another awesome one-on-one I did with an entrepreneur just like you, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. continue to believe, and I'll see you there.